back, all my beauties out there. It's me, your guest host Amanda. Normally you'll find me over on Top 10 Nerd, but today I'm here on InformOverload. People need therapy. Seriously. That will be my theme of this video as we talk about the complex dating history of Ariana Grande. Like, honestly, this would be a great time for a therapy ad spot, YouTube, if you're listening to me. I feel like I need to go follow up with my therapist after writing and hosting this video. The top 10 times Ariana Grande cheated and destroyed relationships. Destroy feels like a strong word choice to me, but here we go. Have you ever experienced cheating in a relationship? What side were you on? Or were you caught somewhere in the middle of this? Share your stories and your thoughts on this complex issue in the comments below. Where do you stand? Number 10. Jay Brooks and Ariana Grande. When it comes to cheating, it's really all speculation unless you have very clear evidence. So I'd like to just remind everyone that much of what we know in this regard is also speculative. However, I'm sure when it comes to people who dated Ari who said they believed they were cheated on, it's because they have, some kind of proof or reasoning to believe that this happened to them. Otherwise, why would they say it at all? Unless they're of course just bitter, but even then, calling someone a cheater usually doesn't just happen, even when you are bitter, unless you honestly believe it to be true. In Jay Brooks' case, he seems to have believed this was the case. Jay, for those who don't know, was from the YouTube comedy group turned music group, the Jhene. After he and Ari broke up in 2013, he took to Twit longer and wrote about his experiences. For the most part, he blamed Nathan Sykes for his and Ariana's breakup, implying that Nathan stole Ari from him. But even through his pain, he was able to wish them well and at least see the light at the end of his tunnel of heartbreak. Honestly, I think is more than most people can do, so good for him. And friends, before I move on to our next spot on this list, if you enjoy what we do here at InformOverload, be sure to let us know by giving this video a thumbs up. Number 9. Nomi, Leasure, and Mac Miller. I'm not sure if I really believe this one myself, and it definitely feels weird to talk about considering that Mac Miller is now of course gone, rest in peace, but some have been suggesting that Mac and Ariana may have even started seeing each other when he was still with Nomi. I'm gonna be honest here, I read a lot, honestly too much to prepare for this point. More than I needed to, definitely. While I can see some overlap in terms of the beginning of Ariana and Mac's relationship and Nomi and Mac sharing a place, I still fully believe that Mac and Nomi were either separated at that time romantically, or perhaps were seeing other people with each other's consent. If you go back and you read a lot of Nomi's public writings and musings and stuff on her blog, it seems more likely to me, considering her multiple writings on love with and without emotion and polyamory versus monogamy, that could be the case. So that's my 2 cents on the rumor mill that is this point. I can see where people are coming from, but also having read way too much into it, I'm not sure if that's exactly what was happening. Number 8. Rikki Alvarez and Ariana Grande. The really wild thing about Mac and Ari isn't even the whole Mac and Nomi relationship, which also seemed to be going on in some capacity, although definitely on a downward turn at that point, with them perhaps even being already broken up, really. Everyone seems to forget about Rikki Alvarez, who Ariana was dating before or perhaps during the beginning of her relationship with Mac, with her even posting on socials about how great Rikki was around the time that her and Mac started getting closer to each other. I gotta say, of all the things that I've seen, this is one of the most suspicious things. Also, what's that line that she says in Thank You Next about Rikki? I think she says that Rikki made her laugh. Now it's making me think now that she's laughing at Rikki, and I'm like, I hope not. I don't think she would do that. I don't know. I don't know Ariana personally. Ariana, if you ever want to hang out, I'm gonna apologize for writing this list. I would still hang out with Ariana Grande. Number 7. Mac Miller and Ariana Grande. There was definitely a lot of overlap with relationships when it came to Mac Miller and Ariana Grande's relationship together, and honestly, based on all the reading I did into their relationship, it seems, like many of Ariana's romances honestly, that this was a bit of a whirlwind one. It started with them making out in a music video. They were friends for a few years, but then in almost what it seems like one night, they went from friends to something more, with Ariana and Mac becoming inseparable after that night together. They made a lot of posts together, they did a lot of things together, they started showing up everywhere together, and then it was revealed, boom, they were dating. However, some also believe that even during this time that Ariana was seeing other people. She met Pete Davidson while her and Mac were still together, and hit it off so well with him when she was on SNL that apparently after their first meeting, she swore she would marry him. And then, I mean, that's just what what almost happened, so I understand why people are suspicious of that. Number 6. Cazzie David and Pete Davidson. The song Break Up With Your Girlfriend really feels like it may ring true for Ariana. Honestly, I love that song, but I do not love the dating history here that feels like it could be repeating itself in some ways. I just want to give everyone involved in this list a hug, honestly, and maybe like help them all find therapists. Cazzie was Pete's girlfriend before he and Ariana Grande got together. The two of them were reported to have been dating on and off since 2016. However, when he met Ariana, that changed. It should be noted here that both Cazzie and Pete may have been thinking of calling it quits on their relationship before Ariana even showed up. Ariana's presence may have helped them along, going from on and off to just simply off permanently. Cazzie supposedly broke up with Pete, but a few days later changed her mind and called him back with the hope of making up again. However, by that time he'd moved on with Ariana and decided to turn Cazzie down, apparently responding by saying that he was the happiest he had ever been. Ouch. That's a harsh thing to say to your ex when they're calling you to get back together, maybe. They're like, I regret breaking up. It's like, well, I'm the happiest I've ever been, so bye. Ouch. Number 5. Naya Rivera and Big Sean. The late Naya claimed in her book Sorry Not Sorry that Ariana Grande was basically the reason for her breakup with Big Sean. Naya basically said that she and Big Sean had been fighting as a result of his traveling, and the one day he was in town, he didn't want to see her. Not accepting this, she used the key he had given her and she decided to invite herself over. Arriving at his house, she noticed he had company. A girl whose name apparently rhymes with Shmariana Shmande was sitting cross-legged on the couch listening to music. Apparently, that was the beginning of the end. She also said that she learned at the same time as everyone else on the internet that she and Big Sean were no longer engaged or even together. That's right, apparently this wasn't a private conversation between them. She was notified through the public forum of the internet, finding out the same way as everyone else from hearing about it online. Ouch. That would honestly really suck. Like, I really feel bad for Naya. Also, Naya. Makes me sad when I talk about Naya, gosh. Number 4. Jhene and Big Sean. I didn't even really know how to order these I didn't really know how to order a few things on this list because it feels like there's a lot of overlap here. However, publicly at least, Sean has only been dating Jhene since 2016. He and Ariana broke up in 2015 and he and Naya broke up in 2014. However, that being said, he and Jen have known each other through collabs and as friends since 2013 and in 2014 when Jhene was asked in 2013 in an interview with Power 106 who she would marry, sleep with, or kill, with her options being Sean, Drake, and J. Cole. She chose in that interview Sean to sleep with. It could just be an answer that, you know, she had to pick because she had to pick someone and she may have been closest to Sean, so that felt like the best choice for where she had to put him without being too familiar, a la something like marriage. But it's an interesting answer nonetheless, considering what we know about Sean and the end of his relationship with Naya. Honestly, I feel like we should do a list on Big Sean. Let's be real. What's happening with Big Sean's dating history? That's what I want to know. I want to know more about that. Number 3. Dalton Gomez and Rikki Barton. The plot continues to thicken as we go along and without an end in sight, honestly, as this is the beginning of the unraveling of the most recent thread. It's time to talk about Dalton Gomez and his now ex, Rikki Barton. With the current drama involving Ariana Grande and her relationship history currently ongoing, one Twitter user noticed that Rikki had also perhaps attempted to warn us about Ariana a while ago. While Rikki never outright said anything about her and Dalton's breakup, apparently very shortly after he and Ariana started dating, she posted an Instagram story that was a meme she created, which read, "When you see your ex with the person they told you not to worry about." Man, there are some real internet sleuths out there that really can find almost anything based on people's socials. However, I'm also like, imagine if we put all of that mind power to, like, I don't know, solving world hunger or something. That'd be crazy. Probably would have fixed that. Number 2. Dalton Gomez and Ariana Grande. Continuing along with that, Ariana Grande is also believed to have possibly cheated on her husband, Dalton Gomez, with her current and very new partner, Ethan Slater, who was also her co-star in the film Wicked. I didn't even know they were making a Wicked movie, guys. I've been waiting for this news for years, ever since the musical became a massive success and people started talking about a film version based on the musical, the books. I personally am a big Wicked fan, and this is how I find out. Oh boy. People magazine has said that both Ethan and Ariana have claimed that they were single when they started dating, and the tabloids have the dates wrong in regards to when their prior relationships ended. Interesting. Number Number 1. Ethan Slater and Lily J. Who was Ethan with before Ariana? This would be his 10-year partner who he'd been married to for 4 years and who just recently he had a baby with, Lily J. Lily J was apparently his high school sweetheart and they'd been together for forever. However, if people's statement is true, shortly after his son was born in August of 2022 and after celebrating his wedding anniversary in November of 2022, he ended up separating from his wife and began dating Ariana in January of 2023. This has left a lot of people shocked and as such struggling to believe that this timeline is quite as clear and innocent as is being presented to us. After all, in November of 2022, he posted about his anniversary online, celebrating his relationship and gushing about how much his wife Jay meant to him, calling her his best friend. That being said, it has been observed from a psychological standpoint, if you look into this you'll find it, that people who are having trouble in their relationships may actually be more inclined to post about how in love they are in an attempt to basically compensate for their true unhappiness and repress somewhat the struggles they are facing in said relationship. So keep that in mind as well. That's about it. Before I go, a friendly reminder that yes you are worthy of love. Be kind to yourself and others today and every day, and remember to drink water. It's good for you.